Welcome to the Crack of Dawn. It's Dawn Lombardi once again. Bruce and I, we just decided to stay. So this is Bruce Donald.
Hi.
He's a Farmington native, grew up here, went to Farmington High School. If you haven't watched the first episode, he is part of the Rails to Trails, which is the East Coast Greenway that takes a bike trail from the East Coast, New Haven, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, all the way up to Maine, right? And down to Florida.
Down to Florida.
And down to Florida. So 3,000 miles. 3,000 miles? Mm-hmm. That's so long. Of bike trail that they're putting together, which brings communities together. I mean, definitely, if someone said to me, I'll give you a membership to Planet Fitness, free, Dawn, free. I would rather get a bicycle than a membership to a gym. I really would.
I probably would too.
And I know a lot of the guys and stuff, and I mean, this sounds crazy and stuff, but a lot of people go to the gym because, you know, it's nice looking people at the gym sometimes and everything. But now they're separating all that. The ladies are on one floor, the guys are on the other. I'd rather just get on a bike and just go, not to have to worry about what I'm wearing to the gym, all that stuff. It gets trendy and out of control. Lululemon, all that stuff that ladies wear. I mean, it's expensive.
Oh, I guess. I
wonder if guys
I have no
do
idea.
that. Guys don't care, I don't think. They just throw on sweatpants and go. They don't care the brand. So, yeah, so the Rails to Trails we were talking about goes from which part of Florida? All the way down to like Sanibel, right?
Key West.
Key West. And that is farther than Sanibel?
It's the end.
It is?
Yeah.
That's where it ends?
Well, that's where everything ends.
Oh, God.
Unless you're in Cuba.
And then what about, right? What about the Maine? In Maine, where does it end?
It's Calais, Maine, so it's literally right on the Canadian border.
It is?
Yep.
God, it's
Yep.
far up. So if you're a total enthusiast, you could put your skis on the back of the bike and those big things they could drive. You know how people put their kids in the back, drive around?
Well, you know, most of the trail throughout pretty much everywhere. I had to think about it, but it's almost none of it's plowed to speak of.
Really? Wow.
So you could
Oh, you could snow. You could. What do you call it? The other kind of not downhill. What do you call it? Cross country.
Nordic cross country.
Cross country skiing.
Yeah.
And you've done that too, right? You like that?
Yeah, I'm getting a little old and fat for that.
It's a pain when you get stuck. I like the ones. My parents used to take us skiing all the time, and we didn't go cross country a lot. But when we did, as long as there was enough hills, just a little one to keep you going. Because I didn't want to move my legs. I just wanted to ski along. That's why I like downhill, because there's no giving you a push, you know, as a kid on a bike trying to get up a hill. You're just always moving. So now as a downhill skier, what kind of trails would you do? Would you do the Black Diamonds?
Oh, yeah.
You really did?
Of course.
God.
Yeah. No, I was skiing since I guess I could walk.
Didn't you have a college friend? It's like a skier friend of yours that came once here? A big ski friend.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean...
Maybe it was the California wine guy. Who was it?
Oh, Tom?
These were like Hans and Laura days when we used to hang out there and talk about all the friends.
So Tom, the olive oil king?
I think that's him.
Yeah.
You met him at Middlebury, right?
I did. He was one of my roommates.
He was?
Yeah.
Okay, I got him mixed up with someone else, but he's out there.
Yeah, he's out in Sonoma.
He is?
Yeah.
And you go out, you've gone out, obviously.
Yeah, not lately, but in fact, we were just talking about it the other night about whether I should be
doing my truck.
There.
And does he own like a vineyard kind of thing?
No, he buys from them.
Okay.
So similar to what a wine merchant would do.
Okay.
And then mixes it and bottles it.
He does? Wow.
Yep.
And that's a great business, as we all know. It's like when the COVID hit. Couldn't go to a restaurant, but drinks, you could get those anywhere you wanted. Remember, you could even go to a restaurant and they'd pack up a glass of Chardonnay for you. They did that for me once. It's crazy. Once, yes.
Just once.
Just once. It
All
was
right,
first
so
to last.
This is starting to get to be terrible.
So we're getting good. No, we've got time. Don't forget, this is the beauty about acrylic paint. Don't you agree, Bruce?
Oh, totally.
If this was oil paint, everybody, how come you don't use oil? Oil is why Monet went in the haystacks 3,000 times a week.
Yeah, I think it's
at the same time.
Why Van Gogh killed himself, I
suspect.
Yeah,
that could have been it too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the haystack one, Monet had to go out there at precisely 3 o'clock. And if the
you
sun
mean to get
went
the
down,
light?
To the light.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, you know what I mean? Your oil paint gets at least a little bit of time. He might have waited a couple days or a few weeks sometimes with red. So acrylic paint, if you're looking for something easy and fun, and you know, I was saying to Bruce, if you held up an oil and acrylic in my house, I bet you $1 million, unless you were like a curator, which my friend Kristen is. And yeah, that's who we're staying with when we go to the Billie Eilish concert.
Right.
Yeah. She's the curator, the assistant curator at the Lyndhurst Museum in Tarrytown, New York. So yeah, we'll go up there. And you know, Tarrytown is a quick trip to Westchester County from here. People always, oh, Greenwich is so far. It's not, is it?
No.
No. Now, when you grew up here in Farmington, was it a popular thing to go into New York City? Was that like the thing to do, or never? More like if you're from Fairfield, maybe.
Yeah, that's really more of a Gold Coast thing. We didn't do that much. I'd say almost more Boston than New York.
Yep. And what was the attraction for like concerts? Was it still Hartford Civic Center? You guys had the Whalers. I mean, there was so much going on.
Civic Center. Well, that was the big ones. I think I saw David Bowie there.
You did? Oh, God, that would have been great. I'm going to throw the tree in the back of the car. Now, your tree can be either going in forward or backward. Which way are you going to put yours in?
I'm going to put it in.
The pointy part?
The pointy part's going to be out.
I got this one. It's like kind of leaning against it.
Yeah, you got it going in.
Okay, so you can do your tree however you want. Remember, the tree in the back of the truck, all it is a triangle. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it in. And then as we get going, I mean, these are going to look there's no way. The one episode, it would have been like, Dawn is the worst instructor, and they are terrible. But now that we have two, so I'm going to throw mine in this way. It's going to be a triangle, but it disappears into the truck like this. So mine's kind of going on the top, which I don't know if that works, but whatever. It's too late now. You can put yours in however you want. Remember, the part that's on the bottom of the tree near the truck, add a little black in with the green, because it's going to be shaded a little because the sunlight doesn't hit that part of the tree. So it's just going to be a little darker on the bottom like this. It's just a shadow. Makes a ton of sense when you're doing light, just like Monet. Yeah. So so you guys would go into, oh God, I remember the Russian lady. Somebody just said in my high school class, I don't know what she's doing at the Russian lady.
Yeah,
she's 18.
I was there once in a while.
But that was, I always thought it was West Harvard. It didn't have a big ship, like a lady on the front of it?
Yeah.
And it was kind of had different levels, like railings.
But the place I was going to mention was the Agora Ballroom.
Where's that?
Well, it's long gone.
It is?
But I saw all sorts of bands there.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put some snow on my trees in the background, so I'm just going to kind of having it draping across some of them. And David Bowie, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, a bunch of others over the years.
And did you have that lady that still lives on Main Street, Stacia Bazula? She's still around. I know
Stacia Bellesi.
She's still.
I think she passed away.
She did. Oh, there was a girl on Main
so.
Street, Stacia Bellesi, and there were like literally Joyce Robbins, who just unfortunately passed away in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And Joyce had her. As Joyce was close to 90, and she just passed away. God bless her soul. Rest in peace.
Well, I had her. I recall her being ancient when I had her in high school. That was 40 years ago.
Yeah,
no, more than 40 years
ago.
For
Joyce to have her, and Joyce just died at 90. I mean, that's just crazy. I'm putting snow on the sides of my trees, just like that. Nothing fancy, just kind of swooping it around.
Oops.
And we can fix all the mistakes. Yeah. And growing up, you grew up on Main Street for the most part.
Yep.
You really did. God, you must have loved it. So constantly on your bike going to school.
Well, that's part of why I'm building bike trails now, is because we were living downstate. I was commuting into the city.
Yeah.
My then wife was commuting up here.
Yeah. Really?
And we had two young boys, or I guess one young boy at that point.
Yeah, you really did. I can't even believe it.
And it just wasn't working, and we came back here to my hometown, where I
I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Rode my bike everywhere when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And came back to a town where you couldn't really ride your bike anymore, and it was
had a lot to do with it. Here's our water.
So
if you need to you can just do that. It all comes off. Sometimes I can do this too. Dunk it in there.
Yeah, I made a mess.
We don't care. It comes off. That's another thing about acrylic. It comes off. Not necessarily on clothes, but on like furniture, anything like that. Just a little bit of water and it's done. 15 minutes, isn't it crazy? It goes by so fast.
How did that happen?
I know. So we're just going to go along and move it along here. Now try this at home. Also, don't forget, Bruce knows, YouTube. A lot of my students at Holy Cross will say, oh, I'm late on my project. How do you do it again? And I'm like, YouTube. You're going to be late. You're not going to get a good grade if you don't get this in. There's great stuff you can watch on YouTube. It's not as good as I am because I'm the best art teacher in the world, but just kidding. But it's true, you get the YouTube has everything. They probably even have a YouTube video if you Google the Rails to Trails.
I'm in a few.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So you could just Google Rails to Trails and get the whole story if you didn't get enough from us tonight.
Well, if you Google the East Coast Greenway or...
East Coast Greenway, okay. That's
something along
Google.
those lines. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I might even put a snowman in mine because I'm just feeling like I've got some competition here. So
Yeah, I'm starting to
I might put a snowman
I'm starting to make mud here now.
That's fun, though.
Yeah.
So I can make a snowman like I'm doing here. And then if I want to get rid of them, I just paint over them. And this is fun. And get a few canvases. They sell them in little packs and stuff. And people think, oh, how much do I owe you for the canvas? It's like, are you kidding? The canvas is not the problem, unless it's huge. Then it's expensive.
Big, huge ones are on
this is great.
Enormous fancy stretchers, and they're expensive.
They're very expensive. But the small stuff you can buy in packs. I mean, AC Moore, I'm thinking, was bought out by Michaels because...
Oh, I don't really know.
I can't figure it out. But I can't say which one was my favorite or not, but I do have a favorite. I'm not going to say because we don't do that on the show. But I can say that over the pandemic, I was doing a lot of takeout. I do a lot of takeout still. We've got some good places. We could use some more restaurants. Have you tried the Five Corners that the Greek guy owns? The Greek guy, you probably went to school with the kid that played on the Patriots.
Oh, of course.
What's their name?
Yeah. No, I was there with James and his girlfriend not that long ago.
And I heard it was
good.
excellent. I heard it was excellent.
It's pretty good. It's not bad. Yep.
Okay.
I liked it.
And you know what's funny is so Zen Bar.
Yeah.
Love it. People are like, what? It looks like a biker bar. I'm like, I know, but you go in and they have edamame. Can you even believe it? So it's like, try it out. You drive by and you're thinking. John...
I wouldn't call it a biker bar.
No
Would
bikers
you call it a biker bar?
I think it looks like a biker bar with no bikes.
You're so funny.
Do you don't think with no bikes?
Nah.
The pool tables and all that. You can't even play pool anymore. Remember when Sliders used to have all the tables?
They did.
And it's funny because my kid...
Can you not play pool there now anymore?
They took it out.
Wow.
They took out the tables. But I kind of liked that pool hall vibe. I didn't like the people that owned the table and you had to beat everybody in the bar just to get the table. I didn't like that.
Well,
but when people shared and they were nice. Now you can also glob on the paint like this, Bruce. That makes it so that a person can't tell a farming tonight. Can't tell if it's an oil or...
Well, I've been doing some of that.
It's like you glob it on. Now we're gonna make it look like it's gonna snow. Oh, I love it. This is great. This is a good piece. You know what this reminds me of? Hold on, I'll come back at it. Like a Cezanne.
Oh, come on.
Just the colors are like Cezanne. Cezanne did a lot of fruit.
Yeah, Cezanne.
And mountains.
Cezanne.
And had a lot of these kinds of terracotta colors. No, I love it.
Cezanne.
Cezanne. Cezanne.
Yeah.
So you liked Middlebury College. Now, is that where my brother-in-law went to St. Mike's? Is that close?
St. Mike's is in Winooski. It's
close?
Just up Route 7.
And it was a big hockey probably thing. They all play
Well,
hockey.
they all play hockey up there.
They do?
Hockey or king or something like that, because there's,
And where would you guys ski in college? Would you go over the border?
Yeah.
That comes off later, don't even worry.
Up for races at Mont Tremblant, but no, we didn't get up in Canada very much. Too
far, and you need a passport, am I right?
Sugar Rush North had really cheap passes. Of course, Middlebury has its own ski area.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What's the dang thing called? I can't
Middlebury
remember.
College Snow Bowl.
Oh, it is? Really? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Now, that school is very expensive. We were just saying, can you believe the costs of colleges?
That's ridiculous.
I can't believe it. And I feel bad for kids, too, sometimes, because it's like, everybody, I don't know. When I was a kid, we just always knew who the valedictorian was, who was the salutatorian, where were they going, and the rest of us were just like weeds. But it's funny how it's gotten less of that, and more people, I know people that are joining the military that we never thought would do that. And it's amazing. Now, you can dangle some lights going across. I would imagine. But Rich will probably come out and say we have 5 more minutes. It lasts forever. You think 5 minutes is, try holding your breath underwater for 5 minutes. No, we have 10 minutes. See, it's quick. I'm going to put some little lights going around. We have 10 minutes. I'm going to put some little lights just going around. and I'm going to kind of dangle them from the trees, sort of like my tree farm maybe is selling them. I don't know. Sometimes these paintings look adorable. Sometimes you just got to keep working on them. And I might put people in mine. So, you know, you got to figure out the skin color first. So I usually start with like a brown, any sort of brown. Doesn't matter if you're brown, black, white, whatever you are. You start with the brownish, like a tan. The color everybody wants to be at the beach. It's always the middle color. It's not the black is black, the white is white. Everybody wants to be that tannish. So I start with that color just because it's kind of like neutral and it goes with a bunch. So I do that, and I figure, okay, if someone is throwing the tree into the back of the car, when you're standing up, your head is going to be about as tall as the truck, maybe a little shorter. So I'm going to have someone standing here, okay? They're going to be naked, because guess what? I'm doing a stick figure. They're throwing it into the car, and then here's the body. One leg's going to go like that, and one leg's going to kind of be going up. And then all I have to do is add clothes when he dries, okay? Now I'm going to do a couple family members.
Just add clothes.
Yeah, you just add clothes, hair, all of it. So I'll put a couple little kids just watching right here. And again, I don't have to do the hands and all that because they're going to have snowsuits on. So the only thing I need is the head and the neck. That's it. Okay, maybe we'll have a kid building the snowman over here, putting them together. Again, you're not going to see anything but the face color, okay? And you can put whatever colors you want in there, okay? Anything. And it's fun. I think the painting's relaxing.
Oh, it's great.
Now, out your window, do you have a good view of like the downtown? Like, you know, where the lights are, those beautiful lights
well,
they added?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice.
I'll put some clothes on my people now.
Yeah, my back view is the first hole of the Farm to Country.
Oh, God, you must love it. I'm going to do a girl. She's going to be wearing pink. It doesn't have to be a girl. Boys wear pink, too. It's very in. Here we go. Harry Styles. He's very in. I'm going to do a pink hat, the whole thing. Okay, she's just all pinked out here. So now it's just stick figure with pink suit over it.
I like that.
And she looks fine because they're far away. You know, if it was far up, plus you put this thing far away, it looks great. At the very end, Bruce and I are going to spatter the white. But we have to be very careful. So what I do is I take some white like this. We could go outside. It's a great idea to go outside. But what I do is I just kind of flick like this.
That actually is how you're taught to do it.
And it looks so great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I have people that do it with toothbrushes. I mean, all sorts of things. And then it's going to look like real snow. Okay, I'm going to show you. It might drip, but whatever. We don't care. Okay? So he can start to do that when you're ready. That's the last thing you want to do. Also, you can cover up tons of mistakes depending on the level of snowstorm. You know what I mean? If you can't see, it's so it's blustery out there, I can't even see. Then that's when your junky painting that you don't like needs a ton of snow going over it. But I try to do the painting really good before I do this. And I do this with the horse racing too. How does it look so real? I'm like, because I just let the kids go crazy and spatter it. They used to love. After I was done with the horse race, I would send them outside and I'd tell them how to do it, just enough paint. And I told them to just, and I mean, it looked real. So, I mean, it looked real. Like it's really running. Yeah. So this is fun. Now, anybody in your family like the art? Always, right? Appreciated?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, doesn't your dad have some fancy wood shop or something he does down there?
Dad is big on building furniture.
He is?
Still is.
No nails, rabbits, everything?
He's going to be 87 in a few
years.
He
is?
Yeah. And
what was his favorite?
Well, he builds, you know, mostly old-fashioned, you know, brown furniture.
He does?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm just adding clothes. These people can't be naked out in the streets.
Sure they can.
Well, they could. You know, I've seen it. I mean, it's like, did you see the lady? I don't even know if it was that Lake Compounce, but some lady got kicked out of like a swimming area because she was dressed. You know how people dress nowadays. It's like the less you wear, the more it's in. It's crazy. So I'm just adding hats.
I don't look anymore.
Yeah, I don't like the, even the Lake Compounds. Oh, everybody get their swimsuits. I'm like, no. Leave those at home, please.
Well, what are they supposed to wear?
I mean, I just can't believe it. It's like, I mean, even me, I had back surgery recently. Have you ever had anything bad with your back?
I had back surgery.
You did not?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't have a...
With a knife?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, you did?
I don't have a lower...
5 minutes left. It's perfect. We could finish the whole painting.
I don't have a lower disc.
You don't?
No. Old skiing injury.
And then whoever took it out, nothing? You've never had a problem since?
I have to, I find I have to stretch a lot.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
This was,
Oh,
this
God,
was quite
that's
a while
painful.
Ago.
Mine was just injections. Did you start with the injections
Yeah, I
and then it
started with
ended
the
up?
injections.
Okay.
Nothing like having a cortisone injection in your spine.
No, it's like having a spinal tap. Yeah, it's bad.
It's pretty nasty.
Don't forget to put shadows under your pupil. Just a straight line of something that's dark, and it looks gorgeous. And I'm going to start spattering, because before I know it, and remember, more spatters, the more you can cover. Oh, I love it. I love yours. You know what? I love his. You know what? I'm gonna have to walk up to the camera and like when Rich tells me I have a couple minutes left, because we got to see these things up close. Okay, his is better, and he might think mine is, but mine's very, I've been doing this thing for so long that it's getting very basic to me. So his, somehow I feel like I'm there. Whereas mine, I feel like I'm in Ocean State picking out a card. Yeah, I feel like I'm okay. I'm gonna get this bag and I'm gonna put this bottle of wine in it, and my painting's good, it's fine. But Bruce's, you really, with the painting, you really wanna feel like you're there. Like, you know, I know I'm not in Hollywood. I know I'm somewhere in the middle of the woods picking up a tree from some guy that probably has 1 billion rabbits out back and, you know, a lot of kids. Great life. Farmers. Did we have a lot of farmers in Farmington, or was it just
more than
the
we do now?
Pogsons?
More than we do now, but you know.
Back then, was it just the Pogsons?
But you know, not that many more. To be perfectly honest, you know, the Pogsons just still doing their thing. There's got the Hines. You have
Jen Villa just did her thing, right?
Yep.
She's doing well. Jen, sorry I haven't stopped by, but you know me, I'm out of a box and a can. I rarely buy fresh stuff. I tried it for the kids and stuff, but you know, they're ramen noodles, just like the rest of the teenage crowd. You know, we throw a couple, you ever do the ramen noodles and just add in a bag of frozen vegetables? I mean,
sure.
it tastes like something you'd get at a Chinese restaurant. And then you put in some soy sauce, you know, get that high blood pressure going. Yeah, that's the only thing with that. But you tend to eat like that when you're more of like a loner, or when you're
That is
like,
true.
You know what I mean? Because Tony and I don't. And we didn't, I don't know, I'm trying to think, this still sounds pathetic, and those of you that are watching, but our Thanksgiving meal was only the 4 of us this year. So it was very much like dinner. I mean, the kids had a frozen pizza in the oven because the dinner wasn't.
Didn't
yeah,
you
because
really?
well, we did. We ended up doing the dinner, but I mean, it was getting late. Tony was still cooking, and they were like, "Mom, we're starving." I'm like, "Well," and then my son was like, 2 minutes, it's perfect. Mine is going to go blizzard-like. But we did do that. He's the cook in the family. I don't know about you. Who cooked the most as a family unit?
It was mostly me. Yeah.
I mean, look at Hans and Laura, too. Didn't Hans, like, master it? I don't think Laura hated it, right?
Oh, no. Yeah. Well,
cooking, right? She wasn't her thing?
I have a lot of friends that...
it was like me. Me and Laura were right up the same alley.
The male is more of a cook,
yeah,
perhaps.
Well,
Not
I
always.
think it has to do with grandparents. Huge. Because grandparents are like, you know, sometimes the heart of the whole, where it came from. I'm just adding snow all over the place, so I'm just dabbling it on. It's going to look like a snowstorm. Might drip, but it's okay. I'm not concerned. And then when I sign it, do you sign yours like you would a checkbook? Pretty much the same? Oh,
No, I've always done a big block print. See?
Oh, yeah, okay. He just does BD, which is great. Mine glopped so much that it looks like a gigantic snowball's going across the front of it, but it's still going to look real. And I'm just going to make a few more. So we have 1 minute left, which goes by super, super fast.
Boy, it
I mean
does.
slow. Yeah, it goes by slow and fast. And what we'll do, it takes a second. I'm just going to add a few more snowballs up here. Okay, this is getting a little crazy, but also don't forget that snow can be bigger flakes. Okay, so you can put the snow everywhere. I'm going a little wild here with the snow.
So you got a snowstorm there.
I've got a snowstorm going now. Okay? Now remember, people get nervous. Oh, it's going over the truck. Well, of course it's going over the truck. It's snowing. So remember, don't be afraid. And then when you're doing your signature, try to do something. Don't distract from it. Bruce's is very kind of in the bushes. So mine's going to kind of go over here. Okay, you can barely see it. I might do it with the pen later. But we're done, and this is a perfect little Christmas gift. I'll put mine like this. Perfect little Christmas gift to give away. Great little present. And if you were doing nothing one night and decided, you know what, I'm going to do 3 of these. Just imagine, have you ever gone to those paint night parties Everybody paints the same thing.
Sure, not in a long time, but
yeah. It's not even a lady thing. I mean, a lot of times there's guys there. It might have been the first and one only time he's been there, but I mean, it's true. It's just like a great way. The ladies drink. There's a designated driver. Now you got the Uber. You know, so those are coming back. But these paint parties, I'm sure they do a truck with a tree. Someone has to.
Around now, yeah.
Around now, one of those places like Muse Paint Bar. Which other one did they have? They had the one by the Unionville.
Yeah,
the I was surprised the Walgreens. Why did they get rid of the Walgreens? I loved that.
I don't know.
And the little post office there?
That's still there.
That's still there. I mean, the little post office. We still have George's Pizza. Fantastic. He went to Avon for Old Farms. I love it. See, I love that he has a pizza place. Not only that, he's extremely successful. And doesn't the whole family kind of pitch in there? Like if you go to George's, like
totally.
the wife's there.
Forever.
And that's I think that's the success of a businessman in a restaurant
We started
business.
going there in the 70s.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And what about Friendly's, the new, have you tried that restaurant? The new, it's like a Unionville family restaurant.
Oh, yeah, I was just there the other day.
Nice?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's great.
It is?
It's fancy diner food.
It is?
It's very good.
Oh, I would love to try that.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Oh, I would love to do that. Maybe we'll have them on the show. So thanks for coming on. It was great talking to you about Rails to Trails. And I'm sure people are out there in the winter on their snowshoes.
Oh, all the time.
You don't have to have a bicycle.
All the time, yeah.
And it's safe.
That's the reason to do it. It's
safe.
You're off-road.
Yeah. And what about the bear community? Are people getting bear sightings more and more?
There's bear sightings. Black bears are mostly scaredy cats. Just don't alarm them.
Unless they're with cubs.
Yeah, moms with cubs you have to watch out for.
But just steer clear and it's fine.
There's wild turkeys, there's foxes. I've seen everything.
Yeah, I know a lot of people take the pictures that end up in the Valley Press, they're out on the trails. So, get out there. It's like, I just got a dog, like basically on a whim. I went and rescued one day. It was a thought, but a very fast thought. And then I came home with a dog and I thought, uh-oh. And you always think the dog's for the kids. It's never for the kids. The dog likes whoever's going to take care of it. So, it's like me. And so I'll walk more.
Yeah.
And I drive to Trump. What do they make? Did we say that before?
I don't recall.
We don't know. But the Trump area is great for me to park because it's right, I take a right at Firestone. I go all the way down.
Yep.
There's a new big building that's being built.
The trail ends right down there at Northwest Drive.
Yes,
but,
where the plane crash was.
But it's going to continue. We're building Plainville. Plainville 1 will start, southern part of Plainville will start next year.
Oh, I can't wait.
And then
Is that the part where it goes over the bridge by Jilly Beans and it has the big Farmington Rails to Trails, it says?
Yeah, that
came out gorgeous.
That's the Route 6 bridge, yeah.
That came out, all those people that put that up there, I mean, that draws a big amount of attention. That's beautiful. No. Right by Jilly Beans.
Yeah, we spent a long time on that.
That looks great. That must have been a lot of money. I'm sure it was. It was a lot of money.
It was a couple $1 million bridge.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So get out there, get a bike, don't buy it at Walmart. Sorry, Walmart, but I did. A couple times I'm like, what can I get the kids? It's Christmas, I gotta go, and then I buy these cheap things where you can't. I had a nice bike when I lived in.
I mean, the problem is you can't fix those.
Yeah, those mom and pop bike shops are really the way to go. And a lot of kids outgrow them. I know my kids, they go camping, and sometimes the junkiest bike out of all the boys, the kids will be like, out of all the bikes, it's the nicest bike, but it looks the junkiest because it's very well used. Yep. It's like an old baseball glove.
Yeah, but they're fixable.
That's the thing.